Hi everyone, it's Steve from the office, and today what I want to show you is I want to show you how to create a ad for one of your listings using campaigns inside of Command to generate more leads. So let me take you here. I'm going to go through screen share and I'm going to show you how this step-by-step process works. So I'm going to go into screen share. I'm going to open up what is KW Command. So I'm going to first go to Command Home so you can actually see this process. Right now what you'll see is KW Command, and I'm going to open up the applets so you can see on the left-hand side here what we're looking for. To create campaigns, I'm going to go into Opportunity. I'm going to go into Campaigns. Campaigns will open up, and you'll see here I've already generated some campaigns in this particular case. In fact, here's a campaign that was run for a particular property that we had. It ran for 8 days. Our spend was $30. And you can see the number of impressions. We had 975 impressions. We had 55 clicks and 10 lead captures. It was $3 per lead is what we used for this advertised spend for a townhome in Maple Grove. So you can see we've got one already in review, and we've created 2 other campaigns that have completed, and these were brand advertising campaigns for using Keller Mortgage and creating opportunities. So what I wanted everybody to see is how do we create campaigns. So in here, we're going to create a new campaign. Inside this campaign, you've got a few options. The first option is going to be a social ad, a Google ad, it's going to be a social post, direct mail, or email. What we want to do is create a social post for today. And in here, we'll do a test ad. And I'm going to say 78th because that's the address of the property. You have many options here from advertise listing, attract listings, brand awareness, attract buyers, other events, attract talent, and advertise multiple listings. This is kind of a neat function that was recently added, so you can actually advertise more than one property at a time. In this case, we're going to advertise one single listing, and you've got a couple different mediums. You've got Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. The first one I'm going to use is Facebook. So set up campaign. And as I set up the campaign, it's going to open up this window. I'm going to click in. I want to see more listings than this. And I'm going to select 16810 78th. This is a property that the team currently has listed, and it's this one right here. So because I've identified the property, you can see the search houses now. I'm going to hit select. Once I hit select, there's going to be the property preview. So in here, if we wanted to change a listing, we would select this. But in the meantime, what I want to show you is what we can do. You're going to see a couple different fields. The main copy is this one right here. When I delete this, we're going to enter in copy. And what I like to do is add some emojis so people can see this. So frequently used emojis, I'm going to put in, let's put in the house button, great townhome in Maple Grove. Okay. I'm going to hit space. I'm going to do emoji one more time so that way people see the household emojis. The next one, we got the headline. What we can do is do special financing available. So we have special financing available for this property. And then down here, what I'm going to say is click to learn more. And then what I'll do is I'm going to put some directional arrows. I hit save. I want to go back to our media here because I wasn't done there. So when I hit click more, I'm going to go to the emoji. I'm going to hit the little emoji button down here, and I'm going to use the little arrow button so people, it will direct their attention, the consumer, to the button on the right, this learn more button. And you can see here, if I have this feed or the mobile feed, it will have the little arrows for learn more, click to learn more. So I'm going to go back to the web feed. And then lastly, what I'm going to do is I have to select, I'm going to hit save more information, and then I'm going to do configure Facebook ad. So here it's going to have your name and what page you want to save. I've got multiple pages in here. So for this example, I'm going to use the Search House Now page. And you'll see here it will brand because you've linked your page to this. And you've got 2 destination choices. You've got to use the Facebook lead generation form, or you can create your own site landing page. Now, in this particular case, I highly recommend using the Facebook lead generation form, because this will auto-populate phone numbers and emails that are linked to their Facebook account. And this is a higher percentage opportunity that you're going to have a real person as opposed to a Barney Rubber or a Fred Flintstone. Then what we're going to do is we have different buttons here that we can select. That's going to be on the right-hand side here of your ad. We want the Learn More button, so we click Learn More, and then we have a destination. So you can choose site, and that's what we're going to do. We went ahead and already created a landing page for this particular address. So that address we've already selected, and we're going to do a radius of 20 miles with that Facebook. Then we're going to save the Facebook ad. So at this point, we've already went through these components. Now, images. I want to add a couple images. Personally, I'm not a fan of this first image, so I'm going to delete that image. And then what I'm going to do, and remember, you do have the choice between images and videos. You can add videos if you have a video of a property. But I'm going to select this photo. I'm going to hit save or preview. I'm going to adjust this, hit save image, and I want to add a couple more photos. So I'm going to add, let's do a interior vault living room photo. So we have this photo, it highlights the tall ceilings, and then I'm going to add one more photo, and we'll actually do one of the kitchen here. Hit save while this loads. We'll try that one more time. Every once in a while, you have to go back and do it twice. And in this case, I'm going to do that. So load the photo. Here's the kitchen. I'm going to add that kitchen. So it's going to feature these photos in this ad. I've already uploaded the company logo for our brokerage, so we don't have to do that. And then we can also see that I'm going to include the ownership statement. So that's at the bottom of every ad. I'm going to save ad medium. And then from here, what I would do is we can see that the ad's already done. If we wanted to add any special photos or any special features to this, and then it would also show you what it looks like if you're on Instagram, if you're going to be just in Facebook, what the carousel looks like. If I want to publish campaign, I choose here, and then I'm going to choose which card that I would like to pay with, because depending upon which account that you're using, you can choose different cards, or you can add form of payment. Now for me, this is just a test example. We've already published and run our ads for this particular property, but we would hit save, and then once we save that, then it can move forward and it's going to publish. So I'm going to go back to our paid ads. Do you want to leave this page? Yes, I do. And inside here, this is what it would look like if you had a paid ad. So it's going to immediately say pending review. It takes about 24 hours to review this. And what Facebook's going to do is they want to review that you've followed all of the rules that they have for their ad campaigns. So they're going to make sure that it's not filled with a bunch of print. In terms of text inside of the print, they're going to have limitations on that. And in about 24 hours, this is going to post, and once it posts, it's going to start driving leads into your command. And what does that look like? I'll give you a quick snapshot of that as I end this video, but I'm going to go into contacts. As I go into contacts here, here we go. And what you're going to look for are leads, and there's some filters in here. Your filter did not. So I'm going to go leads only, shared by me, that are owned by me, owned, hit apply, and what you'll see is income the leads. So these are some of the leads that recently just came in, and this is just one example of how we're driving more leads to our listings. And these are leads that have all showed up in the last week that we're following up on. So if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to office leadership and the how-tos in detailing this video. But thanks again, and make it a great day.